you guys doing today? My name is Anima and today we have a post-commentated Pokemon ORAS Wi-Fi battle for you all against my good friend Salle, who has been with me since the very beginning, since I was at 50 subscribers actually. So that's honestly insane, and thank you so much, Salle, for sticking around for this long. You're an absolute trooper. And I really love seeing your comments in the channel. I just think they're so funny and I really do appreciate having you around. So thank you so much for battling me, for taking up my Twitter request and putting up with my ridiculous, insane self. I really do appreciate that. But yes, so we have an NU match for you all today featuring the Zoo Team, and I really do like it very much. As you can see, these are my Pokemon. I really do like them. Roselia is just jokes. I really do like Roselia a lot, and Hippopotas is very nice, although I haven't really got the chance to do too many crazy wally shit with her, with Flossie Jr. For the moment, because people just want to knock her off, and that's kind of that, really. But but no, I really do like this team. We got some decent bulk. We actually are running double Sap Sipper to protect my Feraligatr and Hippowdon, make it less obvious and pressuring for me to switch into my Pyroar and Roselia. So we've got really good grass immunities across the team. The only thing we don't particularly like fighting that much. I mean, like a Conkeldurr, no, what's the one? The one with the what's his name? Girder does like fighting this team, I suppose, and that's something I should consider. But you know, we've managed so far, and we've been doing pretty damn well, I must say. So fighting and psychic aren't the best things for us, but you know, whatever. It's not a perfect team, and I'm not claiming that it is. But Salle said he wasn't going to bring any serious, crazy threats. But this man lied. He lied to me. We've got Heliolisk here again, by the way. And why am I bringing this thing now? This is my mascot, by the way. I need to do a more prevalent. She needs a more prevalent presence on the channel, because you know, this is where it all began for me. But yeah, so he's got the Pangoro, which is a huge threat. It's actually an RU now because of Gunk Shot and Knockoff and so on. I think Gunk Shot is what put it up in RU, but I didn't really. It's like fine, whatever. And it's very recent tier change. So, and there's the Mismagius, which is a serious threat. We've got the Lantern and Gorgeist Core, serious bulk, and Chatot, which is a menace, and Magby, which is obviously the MVP and the scariest Pokemon I've ever seen in my young life. So, without further ado, let's hit play. There'll be a question of the day at the end of the video. I'm not sure if I said that already. Anyway, I thought my Roselia had the best matchup against most things on his team, so I decided to lead with her, so go Pamela! And unfortunately he leads with the Chatter, and I was like, oh shit, like the one bird on the team. And he goes to the Chatter, and I was like, holy crap, that did a lot of damage. I'm specially defensive. Roselia does not take like a third of damage from like a Chatter, even if it's stab and all kinds of stuff. But I had faith that my Roselia would pull through, and I just wanted to go for the Sludge Bomb just to get some damage off on this thing, break its potential Focus Sash. I had faith that my Roselia would pull through. By the way, I haven't been having as much trouble with the H axe lately. I'm saying it like that so that hopefully they don't hear me and make it bad again. So I actually switched out into my Feraligatr feeling like I could take any one hit this went for, or predicting it to go for Nasty Plot and then deciding to like attack it from there with like an Aqua Jet or something. I could definitely take it out from that range. But he actually goes onto the Mismagius, and I was scouting for the Energy Ball with my Zebstrika here. I thought if it's like a Energy Ball or Will-O-Wisp or anything like that, my Zebstrika can at least take a hit. And if it's not Scarfed, we can outspeed it and deal good damage, you know, so... He actually sets up the Substitute, and I was like, oh shit! So, so it was pretty bad. But we did manage to break it with our Volt Switch, and I went into my Pyroar expecting the Shadow Ball, and thankfully it does come. I wasn't completely sure what kind of Mismagius this was, because if it's like I was thinking it might be like Sub, Nasty Plot, Shadow Ball, don't know what the last move is. But it's not Energy Ball apparently, so I decided to go into my Hippopotas because for some reason I expected him to go into Pangoro, expecting me to go for the Dark Pulse, but he actually goes into the Lantern. I was like, oh sugar. So I can't really do anything to this Lantern, and I will die like after a Scald. I can do good-ish damage with EQ, not really because my attack's not amazing, but it's just not worth it for me to take so much damage onto something that I can easily wall out with my Pamela Darling. So he's going to go for the Substitute as I go straight for the Giga Drain. Just wanting to do some damage to this thing and break its Substitute if it wanted to set up on me, because the feeling I got was that he didn't quite not to just, you know, not to put him down or anything, but I don't think he quite saw how especially defensive my Rosilia is, especially from the chatter damage. So I went for spikes here, expecting him to switch out, and he goes out into this Pangoro, and Po is such a threat. This Kung Fu Panda is gonna Kung Fu kick me up the groin, and so I'm gonna switch into Flossie Jr. Just because Flossie Jr. is the only one that can take a hit from this absolute monster, and I can get my stealth rocks. Unfortunately, this is basically a sacrifice because, as I said earlier, fighting is not awesome. Fighting is not awesome to my team, and I did not want my Rosilia getting knocked off because Rosilia was more useful to me looking at his team than Flossie Jr. was, and at least Flossie could be a worthy sacrifice and put up rocks. So I've got a ton of hazards on my opponent's side of the field. Once again, it's going pretty damn well with the hazards. As far as I'm concerned, you can make a few sacrifices here and there as long as you start putting up your hazards and stuff, because it does ultimately get you a huge advantage later on, puts everything in range and so on and so forth. So I'm going to go into my Feraligatr and scare him out with the damage. But I just decided to go straight for the waterfall. I'm not really inclined to over-predict too much with my Brocodile because I just, I feel comfortable in Brocodile's bulk and the bulk of my team members that we can kind of just take, you know, we can take some hits. We don't need to be too risky just yet. I can be more risky late game when I start setting up Dragon Dances and I'm actually doing more explosive damage at that point. So yeah, I'm going to switch out because I do not want to get burnt, I do not want to get seeded, and if anyone is going to get burnt, it's Pamela, because we do have the ye olde Natural Cure. She does not care about being status whatsoever. We have Natural Cure Rest, we are bulky as sin, and we can live and live and live and live and live. So we're actually going to go for spikes. Once again, I do believe that's the final layer of spikes. And so yeah, all of my hazards are on his side of the field, and it's gonna be a good time if I can manage to get my shit together and break down the Lantern and this Gourgeist, because basically they wall my Pyroar and Feraligatr respectively. So I need to break them down just a little bit to the point where one or the other can manage to pick them off, so they need to help each other in this game. So out comes Po, and I just did not really... Oh wait, no. So there's my third iteration of spikes. Okay, so now all of my spikes are on his side of the field, which is pretty damn nice. So Po is here, and Po is honestly such a massive threat. I do decide to switch out into my Zeb Striker, actually, because I think if I can live just one hit, I might be able to retaliate just with enough damage to just get myself into another switch out, get myself back into my Feraligatr. But no, he does go for the knockoff. And we'll wonder why Pangoro is in RU now, but no, it destroyed my Zeb Striker in one hit. Yeah, I do believe this is Assault Vest Pangoro, or it could be Muscle Band or something like that, but I'm inclined to guess that it's Assault Vest. So I switch into my Brocodile, again playing safely, just going for the waterfall, and he does decide to fodder his Chatot this beat though, and this was a great play on his behalf. He's actually only lost one Pokemon, while I believe I may have lost 2 or 3 by this point, so I'm not in the best position, but I do have all of my hazards, so this kind of accounts for a lot of HP in advance being dissipated from his side of the field. So I'm honestly feeling quite okay with that kind of situation. So as long as I can kind of get a little bit of momentum going, I can push through and claim the game as long as I'm somewhat smart. So he's going to do a great double switch here. He's actually going to force me out, and then he's going to go into his Mismagius. So I was actually a little bit surprised by this because I wasn't completely expecting him to double out the way he was. But I was expecting like a Volt Switch or something. I'm not completely sure what kind of set his Lantern is running, but he's just gonna decide to go for the nasty plot here, just to get off, like, just to be able to maximize the attacking potential on his Mismagius. And I'm just gonna go for the Giga Drain. I'm hoping for the kill, but Mismagius's special defense is pretty great. Clean 105, I believe, so we are not gonna be able to take it out, but to take it out in one hit, that is. But the second hit is gonna be enough to guarantee the kill, and Edis is going to faint. So that's 2 Pokemon down on my opponent's side of the field. I'm pretty happy because he doesn't have any more death fodders. And I mean, I don't exactly have a winning amount of death fodders either, but, you know, what can you do? So, I actually see this thing coming in as my opportunity to set up with my Feraligatr, but I need to sacrifice Pamela to get the safe switch in to my Feraligatr, because I know that I can set up a Dragon Dance in this thing's face. If I can go for 2, then we might be in a good position, and he might be reluctant to switch out Tit Duck Jr. because it will die upon entry hazards. So, he's going to go for the Flare Blitz. This is where entry hazards are crazy. He's going to go for the Flare Blitz. He's going to outspeed me because Magpie's speed is actually 83 and Feraligatr's is 78. Plus I'm not running a max speed nature or even max speed EVs. I'm running quite a bulky Feraligatr with some speed investment. So we're going to go for the Dragon Dance. As I said, this is my opportunity to set up and just try and do enough damage combined with the entry hazard damage to take out the Gorgeist. We can kill the Lantern with a combination of entry hazard damage and so on if we get to a decent amount of +1s and 2s and so on and so forth. So out comes Gorgeous. I'd struggle. And yeah, he's gonna frisk me and find my leftovers, not that it was that big a secret, and I'm gonna get to +2/+2. So I am the fastest thing in the world. I am incredibly powerful right now. And this is the time. This is the time for Feraligatr, for my bro Kadile, to shine and put in all kinds of crazy work. So I'm gonna go for the Ice Punch here. And we come just shy of taking it out, and I was like, oh my god, like my heart was going everywhere right now, because I was like, it lives, it's gonna Will-O-Wisp me, and I'm gonna die. And I was like, oh, he's frozen, oh no, I feel kind of bad, because if he Will-O-Wisp me, that would have been, you know, really bad. But he actually goes for the Synthesis, and I don't think he expected my Ice Punch to do as much as it did, or he hadn't seen my Ice Punch yet, so he couldn't have known that I had it just yet, because the DD or SD sets usually run return, so he could have quite safely stalled me out if I was more typical with return. So I actually run Aqua Jet, Waterfall, and Ice Punch. The coverage is not amazing, so I don't really see that around that much, but it kind of helps because I just wanted priority and like a good whacking move. But he does synthesize, and he doesn't actually get to as much as he had before, so we are able to take him out with the next Ice Punch. And with this thing, I went for Waterfall pretty fearlessly because I knew I had my Residia that could wall this Lantern if it came to it coming in and getting a Water Absorb. But I was still scared. I really didn't think that he had Water Absorb because he would have switched into it before, I feel like. But I was too scared just in case, so I just went for the Ice Punch. And it was enough to take it out mercifully because I am at +2. So Tit Duck Jr. is unfortunately going to die to the absolute plethora of hazards we have on my opponent's side of the field. I do believe we're actually sitting pretty at no hazards right now. And out comes Poe, this gigantic, huge, massive threat to my whole entire life. Gonna get hurt by the spikes and the rocks. No, the rocks don't do much damage at all already. And we are able to go for the final Waterfall and secure the game! And that is gonna be that. So thank you so much, Salle, for the challenge. I really do enjoy battling you. I really like battling Salle. His like fighting style is cool and interesting, and I like the stuff. I like how his brain works. I like how he makes his sets and cool shit. I do believe he was the first person who I ever faced who used like I was completely new to NU when I went to the twitch.tv chat and basically fought a bunch of people who knew what they were talking about with NU, and I was like, ah! And the funny thing is, he actually destroyed me in the very second game I played with him. He destroyed me with a Crocodile. You can actually see the battle on my channel if you want. It's called Fred Too Strong, and I probably spelt it wrong, Stronk, because I'm not down with it like you youngsters are. Anyway, yeah, so today's question of the day is, in fact, so what games are you playing right now? In the advent of Christmas, I'm sure a few of you got some video games for the Christmas time, and I'm sure a lot of us are playing Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire right now. But yeah, so let me know what you are playing right this very moment, right this very second, right now, in fact. What am I playing? I am playing Dragon Age Inquisition. I started up Skyrim the other day and had a quick little mess around on that with my new mods and stuff. And I bought a bunch of crap in the Steam sale because I've never had a good PC, so I've never really kind of done the PC thing, i.e. have good graphics. Anyway, yeah, and I also played Super Meat Boy. That's quite the difficult game, and I think you'd probably get a kick out of me swearing at that, so we might, I don't know, might have some plans for that in the future. Anyway, Dragon Age Inquisition is a very good game if you can accept the ridiculous texture popping and ridiculous loading times and all that kind of stuff. It's very, very fun, and I do suggest you enjoy it. I just killed a dragon, and I'm on my way to get to Dracolisk and steal your girl. With that said, thank you so much for watching, take care of yourselves, and I will see you soon, my friends. Bye-bye!